Greetings and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. Whenever multiple solitaire games cover the same subject, the inevitable question arises, which one is right for me? One such case has emerged around the Luftwaffe's dive bomber of choice in the Second World War, the Junkers Ju-87 Stuka. Made infamous during the Blitzkrieg for its terrifying siren and pinpoint accuracy, and later adapted into a rugged, tank-busting ground attack platform, the Stuka is a legendary warbird. And over the past few years, no fewer than 3 solitaire war games have tackled its legacy from different angles. First, we had Stuka Leader from Dan Verssen Games, part of the long-running Leader series. Then there was Storm of Steel Ju-87 Stuka Eastern Front. That one came from Compass Games. And most recently, Ju-87 Stuka Ace from Lock and Load Publishing. Let's break them down one by one because while they may share a subject, they play very differently. First up, Stuka Leader. If you've played other entries in DVG's Leader series like Hornet Leader or Thunderbolt Apache Leader, this will feel comfortably familiar. If not, brace yourself. The learning curve can be a little steep, and the rulebook, while comprehensive, isn't really winning any layout awards. Fortunately, there are plentiful community resources that are very helpful. Gameplay-wise, you're not just commanding Stukas, you're overseeing an entire air group, basically. That means balancing your roster of pilots and aircraft, which include fighters like the Me-109 and the Focke-Wulf 190s, other bombers, and yes, of course, the Ju-87, across a campaign of your choosing. You'll spend SO points, which is the game's currency, to acquire aircraft, pilots, munitions, fuel, and even skills. It's part war game, part logistics simulator. Your pilots accumulate stress from repeated combat, reducing their effectiveness, which forces you to rotate personnel and make hard calls. The base game covers 13 campaigns, which span 1939 to 45, the full breadth of World War II. Expansions push the total to an incredible 33 campaigns, adding things like the Spanish Civil War, even more aircraft, and even the Italian forces. Replay value is sky high, assuming you're ready to juggle all of those moving parts. A caveat, despite the name, Stuka Leader is not laser focused on the Stuka. In some campaigns, you might not even use it that much. So if you're looking for a 100% Stuka-centric game, this might feel a little too broad. But if you're into operational level air war with strategic decisions and campaign continuity, this one delivers in spades. Now let's move on to Storm of Steel Ju-87 Eastern Front. Now here's a game that splits the difference between the campaign scope of Stuka Leader and the personal focus of Stuka Ace, which will be the third game. In Storm of Steel, you're a Staffel-Kapitän, a flight leader, commanding a squadron of Ju-87s through a historical campaign spanning the Eastern Front, from the beginning with Barbarossa in 41 through the Kursk offensive in the summer of 43. You'll be managing a named roster of pilots and gunners, assigning them to the missions, equipping your aircraft, and flying sorties against tanks, convoys, troop concentrations, and even ships on the Black Sea. This one's got mission planning, aircraft damage, tracking, crew experience, promotions, and replacements, all driven by a combination of card-based events and dice resolution. You'll fly under the banners of historical units like STG-1, 2, and 77, facing enemy flak, interceptors, and increasingly adverse conditions as the campaign wears on. In terms of scale, this one is the middleweight of the 3. It's deeper and more immersive than Stuka Ace, but not as mechanically demanding as Stuka Leader. You'll feel the toll of war, not just in mission results, but in attrition, wounded crew, and dwindling resources. It's also the most focused in terms of time and geography, limiting itself to the brutal grind of the Eastern Front. But that focus works in its favor because it's thematically tight and brutally immersive. Now, a few players have mentioned that the rules can be a bit fiddly, and some mission flow can get repetitive. Probably true. But overall, it's a solid entry that nails the balance between strategy and narrative immersion. Now, finally, we come to the new kid on the block. This is Ju-87 Stuka Ace from Lock and Load Publishing. This one zooms all the way in. You're not a squadron leader or a campaign commander, you're the pilot. Flying your Ju-87 across the many theaters of World War II, from Poland to the Eastern Front, North Africa, and beyond, even into some what-if operations like carrier-based attacking and Japanese theater missions. It's a narrative-driven RPG light type of game. You'll progress through missions, earn medals, suffer wounds, and maybe become an ace. Yes, you can gain a wingman and even lead a flight eventually, but the others are more supporting cast than active units that you'll actually manage. This is also the most card-driven of the three, with no dice involved at all. Mission, events, and actions are all handled via card draws, meaning outcomes lean a little bit more on the luck of the draw side. It's light on tactics, but rich in feel. If you want to live the story of a Ju-87 pilot, this is your jam. Also, let's talk components. Stuka Ace arguably wins here. Lock and Load's production values are top-notch. The art's vivid, the neoprene mat, if you grabbed it, which I did, is gorgeous and functional. That said, it's worth noting that some folks who didn't get the mat were surprised to find that there was no cardstock version of the player mat in the box. So there was a little bit of a production hiccup there. So, final thoughts. What kind of Stuka game are you looking for? Do you want deep systems, broad campaigns, and operational flexibility? Stuka Leader is your aircraft carrier. You want something a little bit more immersive, grounded in history, and a little grittier without drowning in overhead? Storm of Steel is your Eastern Front diary. Do you want to live and die as a single dive bomber pilot in a cinematic career arc? Then Stuka Ace is your ticket to glory or the grave. They each take a different dive angle on the same infamous warbird, and depending on your play style, one will hit the target more cleanly than the others. So let me know which one you're flying, and if you'd like to take a look at the full playthroughs, first looks, and other content I've done for those games, they are on the channel, so you can find them pretty easily. Also, give me your thoughts by dropping a comment below. And until next time, I'm Joe. This is Hexed Encountered, so keep those sirens howling and keep your nose pointed downrange.